everybody, it's Mitch from RetroGameFix.com once again, bringing you the next installment of our Sega Master System A to Z Marathon. This week we bring you 1986's Astro Warrior. Now, Astro Warrior was released as a standalone game as well as a dual cart with hang-on and sometimes pit pot. The only difference between the two versions was that the combo card actually ends, whereas in the standalone release, it goes on indefinitely. Now, within this game, you make your way through 3 different but very similar looking levels, with a boss at the end of each one. Throughout each level, you collect power-ups by destroying boxes on ships. You start with a standard pea shooter, and you end up with power-ups for speed, dual cannons, lasers, and 2 satellites that provide you with, I guess, more firepower. It's very similar to Gradius. And it sounds like fun, right? Well, actually, this game is a blast, and although looking and feeling and sounding like the most standard of standard space shooters, it's actually a ton of fun. Now, this is one of those games that totally defies logic as to why it's so entertaining. The music is solid, but it's about as standard as you can possibly get for the system. The controls are simple, I guess including the fact that you can use either button to fire, and the graphics are about as, I guess, ho-hum as you can possibly get. But for all the crappy arcade ports on the 8-bit systems, I think this game is actually as arcade-ready as you could possibly get for the time. And this may have been one of those decent arcade shooters from back in the day had it been released in the arcade about, 4 years prior. The ultimate point of this game, since there's, I guess, 0 story, is the high score. Especially since this game repeats over and over once you finish the first 3 levels, and it's slightly more difficult every time to be, to be fair. As you may have noticed from the gameplay, once you die, you lose everything. This game is extremely unforgiving in that way, and it's almost a nuisance, to be honest, to have more than 1 life. Because it's very difficult to get back to a full arsenal before the level boss. Speaking of level bosses, although very challenging at times, they're also about as standard as you can get. Especially if you just have your standard pea shooter and not your full arsenal. Generally, you just have to destroy certain targets one by one until they're gone, but one thing I do appreciate about this is the English text, such as, "Surely revive, Zanoni." The creators of this game took several different elements that were featured in other successful vertical scrolling space shooters and copy and pasted them into their own version, basically. If you're looking for a groundbreaking, system-defining classic that changed the way video games function, this probably isn't it. But if you're looking for a decent game that has somewhat decent replay value, you could definitely do much worse. And all in all, I'll give this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars and recommend it as a cheap and fun addition to any Master System collection. So until next time, this is Mitch from RetroGameFix.com with our Sega Master System A to Z Marathon.